Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the most frequently used feature, or at least one of the most frequently used features in Qualtrics, and that is query strings. First, we're going to talk about what they are, why they're used, then we're going to dive into the structure, how to go about setting them up, and then of course we're going to go into the platform itself and go over a few examples on how you can set up query strings so that they can work for you. With that being said, let's hop into this and take a look at what's going on. Now to start, the reason why query strings are used at all is to send or receive data from one website to another. So for example, let's say someone took a survey on a personal website and then was redirected to take a survey on a Qualtrics website. What one can do to save some critical information from the person's survey on the first website is save their information and save some data about their experience on website 1 in the link to website 2, so that when someone gets to website 2, that critical information you want to keep from that first experience on that first website gets passed along to the second website and is saved somewhere as metadata to influence their survey experience on the second website. It's a really great way to save information when people are jumping back and forth between websites or between multiple websites and transfer their information along from one website to the next in a way that would be difficult to do otherwise. Additionally, query strings are often used to track additional information from a link that isn't automatically captured in metadata. So for example, let's say you're sending out a link to multiple different organizations, but you want them all to have the same link. A way to distinguish which link is which is to add a little embedded data value in the link you're sending that doesn't influence the link at all, doesn't influence the user's survey experience, but will help you track the information on the back end so that you can identify where someone came from to help you assess and analyze the data a little bit better to see if there's a difference in behavior based on where someone came from when they're clicking the link to your survey. Then finally, another useful use of query strings is to pre-populate a survey with previous data. This is especially helpful when you're building something like a retake link, to pre-populate the survey with data so that person doesn't have to go through their survey one more time when they're retaking the survey at a later date. Now let's dive into the structure of how a query string is set up. So to start, of course, we have the Qualtrics.com URL at the beginning, along with the survey ID that is unique for every single survey and helps identify the survey internally and is very useful when searching for the survey either in your account or if you're a brand administrator across the entire brand. Then, in the actual query string portion of the link, you're going to want to add a question mark right here, which begins the process of setting up the query string. Then you'd add the name of the embedded data value either on your website or on the Qualtrics website where it's set, and then the value of the embedded data. Here's where the value is actually set. That's going to be passed from this current website to the next website where someone is going to and saved there. Now that we've talked about all this, let's actually head into the platform and take a look at what all of this would look like. Alright, now we're in the platform and we're going to go about building out our first query string. So usually, query strings are helpful when someone is going from one source, one website, to a different website. But in this case, we're going to make our website surveys and use a redirect link to connect one survey to the next survey and pass a query string that'll transmit some sort of value from that first survey to the second one. So heading into this first survey called this origin survey, I'm going to go about building the query string. Now, as we talked about before, the structure of the query string is very, very simple to set up. So I'm going to add this new question so that we can go over this together. So the very first chunk of the query string is going to be your survey URL, your anonymous link, that's going to go in here. So I'm going to head over to the distributions tab. Then I'm going to get a single reusable link. I'm going to grab my anonymous link, head back in here, paste this in here. Then, once I have my anonymous link in here with my survey URL, I'm going to add a little question mark. And then in here, after the question mark, is going to be the name of the embedded data. So now, in this query string, I'm going to save the name of the embedded data value I want to pass over to the next website. So in this case, the embedded data value I'm going to pass over is this name embedded data field I'm going to set up in my survey flow. And I'm going to set this guy equal to the answer to what's your name. Perfect. Now that's set up in here. I have my embedded data value set, and then we're good to go. So now this query string is all set up. Now I'm going to just change this to be question mark name equals, and then in here I'm going to put the value of name, which is just going to be the pipe text from the embedded data itself. Perfect. Now that I have all this, I'm going to add this to the redirect link that I'm going to set up. There you go, end of survey here, redirect to URL, paste this in here, and then now I'm good to go. So now this would be how I'd set up a query string. What this will do is actually redirect me back to this current survey. So we can do a test right now where I'll be redirected to this current survey, and then you'll see how this query string will fill in my name after I enter it into the survey. So now I'm going to add one more block that's going to ask a question. Is your name and that is going to be simple yes or no question. And then I'm also only going to show this question. I'm going to add some display logic that only shows this question if the name embedded data field is not empty. So this will only work if there's something in here after I take the survey. So I'm going to publish this. Copy this link. All right, perfect. Now let's do a quick test in Incognito tab. So what's my name? I'm going to type in Declan, next page. Now I'm going to do this again. And then on the next page, it has my name in here. Then I'm going to get redirected one more time. Let's type in Jack. Kept my name from before, but then once I click next this time, you'll see on the next go around, it'll show that my name is Jack. So I'm going to type in Declan again, and then change it to Jack. So this is how query strings work if you're redirecting to the same survey. Well, let's take a look to see what we need to do if we're redirecting to a different survey entirely. So now we're going to do the exact same thing in terms of structure. I'm going to add this question back in where we're going to rebuild the query string one more time. I'm going to copy this guy. And then the big difference here is this URL, instead of being the current survey, this is going to change to be the destination survey. So now I'm going to go from my origin survey to my destination survey, grab that anonymous link, and then replace the current survey link with the destination survey link. So let's go into here, going to go to distributions, anonymous link, grab this guy, head back to the origin survey, and then replace this current survey link with my destination survey link. Remove this, copy this guy, put it in here. I'm going to delete that, publish this, copy this, and then now we'll get redirected from this origin survey to our destination survey, and this name field should get filled in if I did everything correctly. So from this origin survey, I'm going to type in my name, and then after I complete the survey, I'll go to the destination survey in here, and then it should ask me, is your name placeholder? And of course, I'm going to change this to the embedded data value. I'm going to set here. I'm just going to grab it from the link. And something to keep in mind is this information right here is critical. So basically, after I get redirected to this destination survey, it's going to look for that name field that I set in the query string and then fill in whatever information is in there in here. That's how the embedded data and the survey knows what value should be in what place. It looks at the link, sees that name is equal to Declan or Jack or John or something like that, fills that in here, and then adjusts the survey accordingly. So I'm going to apply that. And then I'm going to pull in this embedded data value. And then now on this destination survey, I'm even going to make it very explicitly clear that this is destination. So now, once I leave the origin survey and then come to the destination survey, that name field should fill in without a problem. And I'm going to make this clear that it's origin. Perfect. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before. I'm going to grab the anonymous link, test in an incognito window, and then let's see if my name fills in as expected. So then I do next page, perfect. As expected, on the destination survey, it fills in with my entire name. I'll do yes, and then the survey should conclude, just like we expected. Now to recap, the way in which query strings work are that if you have the base link of your survey, what you can do is you can attach additional data to the end of the link, like this, and feed this data, so this data right here, and then you can feed this data into other websites. If someone is coming from website to Qualtrics, you can use this data to dynamically adjust their survey experience, or if they're leaving Qualtrics to go to another website, you can send additional metadata that isn't naturally captured in their survey experience to that other website to adjust their experience there. If you guys have any additional questions or concerns or anything else you want to go over, please feel free to reach out in the comment section below. Query strings are sometimes a tricky topic, so please feel free to reach out if anything is unclear or you'd like to dive deeper into a particular aspect of this. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in the next video. Take care.